Pyra and Mythra might be coming to Smash Brothers, and we've got beta Smash Ultimate screenshots. Blocked content. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Block Content's League Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And it's really interesting because we got some information through a Discord screenshot, a user on Twitter who actually sent me this message alongside some information, but also we have incredible news regarding Smash Bros. Ultimate and beta content. Now, usually beta content never leaks for these types of games. They used to back in the GameCube days. There was a whole lot of beta content for Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, other games, but usually that never really happens, right? People really have a good grasp on what the game is when they start developing it, and they don't really do all that much beta content anymore. But right now, we've got some very interesting stuff from Smash Bros. Ultimate to show you in terms of stage design. So that's super interesting to me, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about this Pyra stuff as well. I mean, it's just explosive. So for those of you guys who like giveaways, we are giving away two things, a Piranha Plant plushie and this beautiful What's Happening My Block Buddies t-shirt. So the t-shirt at 40k and the Piranha Plant at 50k. So please press the thumbs up, really helps out the channel, and subscribe to this channel, Blocked Content, to enter for the giveaway. Alright guys, let's head right on into this. So I got sent this information through Twitter, and that doesn't really happen all that much. Usually all the information is contained through my Discord, and the link for the Discord is actually in the description for this video. But it got sent to me, and I really thought that it would be interesting to talk about. It's at GamesMaster, so and Keeps Gaming, and he basically said, guys, check this out. It's really interesting. Maybe you can do a video about it. This guy isn't sure if it's real information, but he basically got sent this information. And he put a video up on YouTube as well, detailing it a little bit, and I thought I would take it and run with it. So basically here are the screenshots where he's basically talking to this person. So he is and Keeps Gaming. And a person that's calling himself Escape Route British, who has given consent to have this appear in the video, you didn't hear it from me, but Pyra and Mythra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are coming to Smash outside of the Fighter's Pass. So and Keeps Gaming basically replies with, oh right, how you know that? So like, he's not really all that sure that this person might be real, but Escape Route British says, and this is really interesting, the game data files in the new update list new fighters: Banjo, Xeno P, and Xeno M. Of course, Banjo we already have, and it would make sense for Banjo to just be called Banjo. It doesn't need a code name because we already knew about it, and it wasn't included in any other older files, right? So it didn't need a nickname like Jack or anything like that. But you would think that Nintendo would think a bit more clearly about including other stuff, and having Xeno P and Xeno M included here is extremely interesting because, of course, Xeno is unmistakably Xenoblade, right? The franchise is already in Smash Brothers, it's already represented, so the partnership is there. Of course, everybody got the free Mii costume from Rex, so all that adds up as well, and the P and M could only point, at least to Western audiences, to Pyra and Mythra, right? Two female characters that I think would be really unique, special, and would, you know, bring a unique new style of fighting also to the game. I think in terms of moveset, Shulk is very interesting, but what you can do within the Xenoblade universe is just really cool. All these sci-fi elements to those moves are awesome. So if this is true, and this has not yet been backed up, everybody's kind of looking for sources right now. We've reached out to a couple of people to confirm if this is true, if this is actually in the files of Smash Brothers. It could very easily not be in there, right? It could very easily be that this person is just saying, oh, by the way, game data files say this and this and this. If this is really in there, then it's going to be very fun, right? Because it could also be this fact that we got Plusle and Minun in Super Smash Bros. Brawl's code, along with a Toon Zelda, stuff like Mewtwo, stuff for other fighters that we ultimately didn't see in the game. And even though those files have a name and they exist in there, it doesn't really mean the characters will be coming. However, as was in the past, right, with Piranha Plant and with Joker and Hero, yep, they actually got a code name and appeared in the game. So And Keeps Gaming follows up saying, "You found this yourself?" And Escape Route British basically says, "A friend of mine informed me. A guy you know." So that's already interesting, right? Saying it's basically someone in the inside, but someone that probably you would know, maybe not personally, but someone who leaks certain stuff. Maybe a Virgin, maybe someone who does a lot of data mining itself, so someone who would be known for that in the stratosphere. That to me is already interesting, that this person says, "No, this doesn't come from me data mining this stuff, but I've heard it from another person," right? This becomes a little bit of a rabbit hole issue, and that's all the stuff that we really like to talk about during Leak Speak. So going on, Escape Route British says, "But yeah, the file names indicate that these two top-tier waifu are headed to Smash." And of course, these two characters, they have a big following, other than, of course, they're very, very fun character designs. They're also really, really skilled fighters in the game. Very interesting designs as well. Now, one thing could render this false, says Escape Route British, and that's the file names. Zeno P and Zeno M could mean Pyra Mythra, but their names are different in Japan. And this is of course correct. Like I said, in Western, we would basically say, yeah, Zeno P and Zeno M would make sense. But of course, that's not their names in Japan. Homura and Hikari, respectively. So they would probably have differences, right? So either Sakurai is using the English names for the file names, or it's somebody else. I find that hard to believe when one, Zeno H wouldn't work because their names start with H, and two, after making one, they can basically make the other an echo. So yes, that to me is also really interesting to think about the fact that these will be two fighters. Will they be in an Ice Climber deal where they're together? They don't really do that. That's not really in their MO. I think that it would also be interesting to have them as the same fighter, but then they would kind of clash with moves, or they would be echoes of one another, but I don't really know if that makes sense. So it's really interesting Sakurai using the English file names. Of course, in Japan, you program in English, so in that sense, it makes sense, but they also don't use English names for characters, right? And even naming Jack, for Joker. Jack Frost, right? Very interesting. So to me, this doesn't really deconfirm it if it's still in the code. Like if we do that dream scenario where Zeno P and Zeno M are actually in the code, just like Banjo are, and that is in the data mine information, then I think it's pretty safe to say that these two characters are the best bet, especially now that we don't have a female fighter yet in the Fighter's Pass at all. That to me is already super strange, and I really can't see a reason why we're not be getting a female fighter as the final one in this Fighter's Pass, so number 5, and this leak even says it's not a part of the Fighter's Pass, so this will be additional content coming later. So maybe they'll update stuff in 2s, maybe it'll be like, this is the Xenoblade pack, and you'll get a stage from this, or you get something music, and you get 2 characters. Maybe there'll be different packs for different franchises. Maybe we'll get some first-party stuff. They'll be like, here's some Zelda stuff, or here's Pokemon stuff, just like they do with the Mii Fighter costumes. And of course, a lot of people are wondering, when will Geno be showing his face? Because if it's not going to happen in the Fighter's Pass, it's still going to be heavily rumored that Geno will show up, because it's such a fan favorite. And I think it also counts for at least Pyra, right? A lot of people have wanted this character from the very get-go within Smash Ultimate, and it just missed the development cycle. But of course, all that DLC makes total sense for the characters to be entering the fray. So this information, don't know how correct it is. We'll find out in terms of data mining. So yeah, we'll all let you know. I just really want to talk about cut content from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and this is really interesting to me. So during CEDEC, Nintendo developers actually had different panels. There were panels about the programming side of Smash Bros. Ultimate and the design side. So a lot of information comes from Push Dustin, who actually translated a lot of this too. I wish I could have been here and could have seen this, because all the slideshow pictures are super interesting. They talk about lighting of characters, the sizes of things, being able to see stuff well, the animation side of things, frame rates, but also there are slides where they show unused concepts for battlefield stages in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and these are totally incredible. If you look at this one, there's ideas here that harken back to things like Kid Icarus in style. There's things that look a little bit like Smash Brothers for Wii U. There's like an autumn styled stage with like autumn leaves falling. There's these huge spires and waterfalls. There's this black and white version. There's stuff with chains all over the place that looks a little bit like Kingdom Hearts. There's one that looks like it's straight from Xenoblade Chronicles, where there's a lot of mechanical elements to the stage as well. There's one dreamlike scape with a lot of floating islands that we kind of know from Smash Brothers. And there are so many kind of sci-fi inspired stages. One that looks very much like the Comet Observatory from Super Mario Galaxy, and also has some Kingdom Hearts influences, some that look very much like the final design in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, some that look a lot like Rayman stages or even Dark Crystal inspired, and this really weird magma one where it's basically like, it almost feels like a Pokemon Stadium kind of ring floating above an active volcano. So all these stages are really interesting to me because that means they went all out with designing stuff like this, and Sakurai basically went for the safe option, right? It's another simple floating platform with waterfalls in the background and, you know, grassy plains and castles and flags. I like it personally, but when you see designs like this, you're thinking, why don't we get alternate takes of these stages that we can choose, right? An alternate skin for Battlefield that would make it look a little bit more scary or fantastical, or maybe they're just saving crazy designs for the next game when, you know, we've really been burnt out of all those crazy simple floating island in, you know, the middle of the ocean. Maybe we'll get some dreamscapes like we've seen here. So that to me is incredibly exciting, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So hats off to these developers, because everything from that presentation, all the images, they are so good. So go to Push Dustin on Twitter, because he definitely has all the info on it, you know, as much as he had to share, because he really had to work. So he did it, you know, very fast and very quickly. Maybe at this time of recording, there's already more information on it. So really want to know what you guys think of these Battlefield stages, and of course the information from this Datamined leak. The comment question of today is, of course, do you think that these two Xenoblade characters will be coming to Smash Bros. Ultimate? As for our previous comment question, our answer comes to us from the user PokeChow, combining two things I love, Pokemon and Sonic, saying, "Also, I doubt there will be any more Nintendo DLC except maybe a new Pokemon from Sword and Shield. Please, no more, we have too many as it is. Or a new Fire Emblem character from Three Houses, which again, please, no, I love Fire Emblem, I really do, but I think enough is enough. Because from the way Sakurai was talking near the end of the Banjo demonstration, it seems he wants to continue expanding outside of Nintendo. And when it comes to Nintendo characters, we pretty much have all the highly requested stuff in, except for like Waluigi, but even then, he's an assist trophy, so RIP. Well, PokeChow, I think you hit it right on the head. I think Fire Emblem characters would be a little bit too much. We have too much already. A Pokemon from Sword and Shield I could actually see happening, because the game has yet to be released and needs a little bit of a push now that there's a lot of negativity. So if a final evolution of a Grookey or something would be a newcomer, I'll have to see the design to know if it's awesome, but we really need our grass final evolution to be a character or something like that. I think that'd be really interesting. And of course, you know, the game really needs a push. But yes, I think that Sakurai was definitely talking about expanding and making this the biggest gaming crossover, which means getting more third parties involved. So thank you so much for your comment. And of course, these are always a blast to read through. You guys are so sweet. And we're doing live streams. We're actually doing a live stream after this video launches, which I'm super excited for. So if you want to play Smash Bros. Ultimate with me, against me, then tune in after this video. After a little short while, we will be live streaming and opening up arenas so you can battle against my banjo, and we'll just have fun together. And everybody who donates through Super Chat, you guys make the channel possible. Everybody on Patreon, you guys are the sweetest, so please go to patreon.com/blockedcontent if you're thinking about supporting the channel, because you'll get a lot of great content out of it. Even, you know, if you donate a certain amount, you can even decide what the next video will be. That'll be like your video. So remember, if you're not yet a fan of the Blocked Content family yet, don't worry. Click that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and you'll be part of the family. And all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you around the corner, hopefully soon, hopefully in a bit, because we're going to be live streaming in a few minutes, and there's always more Blocked Content. See ya.